This is the first tennis match played at the newly inaugurated sports facilities at the main camp for the giant Rumaila project in southern Iraq. Yet the Rumaila project successfully won its first big match in achieving improved oil production target in December 2010. In less than 6 months' time, the field was producing approximately an additional 400,000 barrels of oil per day.
It was really important that we proved ourselves to the Iraqis to show that we could take this giant field and get increased production from it.
First of all, it showed that we can achieve our goals in such a difficult country. It helped demonstrate delivery, which I think opened many other gates and will continue to open other gates.
It may in fact be the most important thing that Iraq is almost able to demonstrate that major foreign investment can be made to work, partnerships can be made to work, that there are investors like us, there are our subcontractors who work with us, who are actually willing to do things and make the world better in Iraq.
And when people casually say, oh, a 10% increase in production, that's actually a huge amount on a 1 million barrel a day field. So over the last 6 months, production increased by over 360,000 barrels a day. That's more than a big field in the North Sea is producing at the moment.
Yet the road to achieving IPT was a real challenge. Rumaila has been operating for over 50 years and production from the field was rapidly declining during the first half of 2010.
One of the key things was understanding how to optimize the facilities with the well production. And so one of the things we did was to understand the hydraulic performance of the wells and the facilities, what BP would call a choke model, where you look at pressure performance from the reservoir through the wellbore, through the flow lines into the facilities, looking for ways to minimize delta P through the system. And that allows you to take an existing reservoir performance capability and maximize it all the way through production into the tank.
Shall we review the readings that we got from the field? What happened today? The data
Sure.
that came in?
We opened the annulus, pressure went up to 850, we closed the tubing.
We would come in and the guys in the field would come in and we would talk about what we'd measured. That was always the way we started. So what success have we actually measured from yesterday's activities?
We went around a significant amount of the wells in the field. Each well we visited, we would keep an individual record of what we'd done, what we changed, observations, information the guys were feeding us about what was happening. And that stack is now about half a foot thick.
So shall we go outside and have a quick look together? Shall we go and have a look at the train now and see what's going on? See how the levels are?
For us, it wasn't as if we turned up and said, okay, this is how you do it. The local guys have a fantastic knowledge about the facilities, how they operate, their limitations, and a big part of our success was that they were able to share that knowledge with us, and then we were able to bring in some of our ideas and techniques that we're used to using and bring them together. So having those meetings, you know, was really critical.
One of the key issues was the flow of information.
We put together, under Greg's leadership, a report, and it came out every day. And this report linked activities done in the field to the production from those activities. And that again helped explain to the local workforce and indeed the people in the support team in Sunbury how we were working.
So we have an early start tomorrow.
Yeah, 6:30.
6:30?
6:30 we'll meet up there with the APT.
Yeah.
Let's get some production.
Okay,
guys.
all right,
Good night, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, Mr. Mori, my team ready now to any action from you. We wait you.
Okay, Mr. Bassem, we'll make the first change now. Just spoken to Mr. Bassem on the radio.
Yeah.
So we want to make a small change to the choke now.
Okay.
Okay. So if we can increase it very slightly, sway, yeah?
Okay. I recall when we used to go to the field that the Iraqis, they were just looking and watching because they weren't sure if this is going to work. But after a while, when they saw the results, you know, If I want to go and use a pipe wrench, they will take it and do it themselves.
In November 2010, the Rumaila Joint Management Committee met in London.
At the November JMC, we signed, together with PetroChina and the state partner SOMO, we signed the Joint Operating Agreement. And the Joint Operating Agreement governs how the partners interact together and how they will reach key decisions, for example, whether on staffing or on contracts implementation and so on. But we also signed an agreement which is very important to the Rumaila Operating Organisation, which governs exactly how the two general managers integrate the business, how the business will be run in Rumaila, what policies apply.
The Joint Management Committee consists of the South Oil Company and SOMO of Iraq, BP and PetroChina.
We are very pleased that CNPC, the parent company of PetroChina, paid serious attention to this project. And also we can see that PetroChina sent their staff from different projects overseas to work together with the BP, not only in Basra, Iraq, as well as in London.
At the JMC meeting in London, key representatives from the Iraqi Ministry of Oil were also present.
I mentioned to the Iraqi assignments to the RU that this is a historic experience. Our Iraqi professionals are exposed to the highest international experts, where they can get knowledge and they can become specialists in the field. They should really make use of this important experience.
BP and its partner PetroChina are working very hard and very seriously to achieve the targets under the contract. So we are so comfortable with the performance of BP and PetroChina.
The installation of electro-submersible pumps contributed a great deal to achieving the improved production target. ESPs are put in wells that either have no flow or reduced flow. Newly installed ESPs delivered about 20% of the production required for IPT, an equivalent of 60 to 70,000 additional barrels of daily oil.
So in this well it's just under 3,000 metres deep, and the pump is set at just over 2,500 metres above the perforations where the oil flows into the well. So what we've got here on the pumps is gauges downhole measuring the pressures across the pump, so that helps us estimate the production from the well. Also on here we have gauges upstream and downstream of the choke. Knowing the pressures either side of the choke and the choke setting means we can also estimate the production on these wells as well.
While optimization of existing wells was ongoing, the drilling team rigorously worked on opening new wells.
Our team in London spent a lot of time in Basra working with us to get the drilling performance with the new rigs and delivered some terrific production in December.
We're working 24 hours, not stop, no holiday, no bad weather like rain, like storms, sand, nothing. No stop. Happy for the Iraqi people. This is a 300,000 barrel. That means budget for the Iraqi people.
Under the rehabilitation project, many of Rumaila's facilities are being upgraded with new technology and equipment in order to cope with additional production volumes.
We're responsible for maintaining all the equipment out there and installing pipe, doing tie-ins, well maintenance, and then corrosion as well and replacement.
Khureinat, a degassing station in South Rumaila, is one of many sites where the team is undertaking maintenance work. BP safety procedures are being applied to site.
In the beginning it was difficult, but now it's, alhamdulillah, it's good. Even our labors, you know, it is too much gap. 35 years Iraq not open country, it's a closed country to us. Now alhamdulillah it is open, and you know our people now start understanding what it means by international standards, and they are following, especially for the safety HSE or for the safety, and they are now understand the nature of the job of the standards, international standards.
We had several significant areas that we made a big improvement in. The first being the very basic PPE, personal protective equipment. We've ordered 3,000 sets of coveralls, boots, hard hats, safety glasses, gloves, the full set of PPE for the staff, and that's been distributed now. So 3,000 sets are out in the field and being used today.
In less than a year's time, the team has built up a modern camp in South Rumaila to run one of the largest oil projects.
So just below us we have Phase 0, which was for 68 beds, and just beyond that the newly completed Phase 1, which is another 244 beds. And later on this year we will be designing Phase 2 to the south of us, which will be for around 3,000 office employees and 1,000 accommodation.
The newly completed Phase 1 enables the Rumaila team to work in modern office facilities. The entire camp is wirelessly connected to the internet. Facilities such as comfortable accommodation units, a large canteen, laundry and 5 gym rooms also provide a pleasant life support system for the hard work being done in Rumaila each day. A modern clinic has also been built. At BP's Sunbury headquarters, the Rumaila team is also expanding. Additional space is constantly being prepared for new staff supporting the Rumaila project from the UK. Visiting engineers from Iraq and PetroChina are also working here.
Well, there were many that said last year, gosh, this is a really, really hard year. We are working incredibly hard. Won't it be nice to get past IPT so we can sit back and relax? But that's never going to happen. It was a great achievement. It was a great achievement by the many contractors. It was a great achievement by the SOC staff that are transferred to the RU, by BP staff and by PetroChina staff. Fantastic. Thank you. Really good. Don't rest on your laurels. There is a lot to do this year, but I look forward to confidence because I do think we have the best team, we have the best field, and we can do good for ourselves, our companies, and very importantly, for Basra itself. Thank you.